In this video, we'll be examining how my dividend portfolio performed in the month of December, and we'll also be recapping the performance over the entire year. I'll be covering all the stocks that I bought and sold, as well as all the dividends received, and then we're going to look at the overall return of the portfolio this year. So first of all, we're going to take a look at some of the dividend increases we got in the month of December. The first one here was from Carrier Global, and it was a 23% increase from 60 cents annually to 74 cents annually. So that's really exciting to see. Carrier has a bit of a lower dividend. Right now, their yield is around 1.8%, but they have been growing that dividend pretty quickly over the last few years. And then the next increase here is from Pfizer. They just increased the dividend 4 cents over the year, or 2.5%. So honestly, a little bit disappointed from that one, but hopefully they will have a better increase next year. So now I will just download all of my transactions from Fidelity and then run some short scripts, and this will bring all of that transaction data into our spreadsheet so we can see what happened in the month of December. So the script just finished running, and we can see this short summary here. We deposited $150 this month. We bought stock worth $139, and we received dividends of $9.78 and no sales this month. We can see all of our transactions right here, our cash deposit of $150, and then we bought a little bit of Leggett & Platt, and then some AbbVie and Lockheed Martin. The reason I bought AbbVie and Lockheed Martin, I don't really think they're at great prices by any means, but I have a rule in my portfolio that if there's a company that I haven't made any purchases of in over a year, then I will just buy a little bit just so I can continually accumulate shares of these companies that I want to own. And then towards the end of the month, I made some purchases of Apple and one small purchase of Microsoft. Moving on to the actual dividends we received, we got paid from a lot of companies this month. 49 cents from Aflac, 93 cents from Pfizer, $1.30 from Johnson & Johnson, $1.54 from Southern Company, 66 cents from Microsoft, $1.48 from 3M, 58 cents from Amcor, 73 cents from Coca-Cola, 69 cents was a interest payment on the cash in our brokerage account, 90 cents from Lockheed Martin, and 48 cents from Travelers. And looking at this chart month over month, we can see this last month of December, $9.78 is our best month to date. And I really like looking at this chart just to see the progress over time and that this trend line is really going in the upwards direction. It's really exciting to see. And for the fourth quarter of 2022, we received $24.62 in dividends. And for the whole year, we received $72.77, which is pretty exciting. Very close to double the amount of dividends we received in 2021. Not quite there, but pretty close for sure. And then also looking here at a new little sheet I made, which basically is going to help us visualize how much I invested into every single company over the course of the year. So I have the start date set to January 1st, 2022, and the end date to December 31st, 2022. And basically, if we filter out by amount invested, we can see that the company that we invested in the most this year was JP Morgan at $223.96. And in terms of cash, we deposited cash of $1,522 this year into the dividend portfolio. And there's some other companies like Apple, Leggett & Platt, 3M, Microsoft that we made substantial investments into. And then some down here that we really didn't buy that much at all. But hopefully we'll have some more opportunities in 2023 to buy these companies as well. And then we can also sort by dividends. And we received the most dividends this year from AbbVie of $7.76, which is super exciting, followed by Leggett & Platt, JP Morgan, and Air Products and Chemicals. And then the smallest amount of dividends was received was actually from Apple of 79 cents, which was our lowest payer and only one that was less than $1 this year. But I'm sure they will pay us more than $1 in 2023 because I have been buying more recently. Also, taking a look at my sales for the year, pretty much only made 2 sales, which were complete sales out of positions. So I finished my sale of ExxonMobil. I sold most of it at the end of 2021, but I sold the last little bit in March of 2022, and then I sold my Carnival Cruise Line shares in July. So we can see to the right here, I did take a little bit of a loss on Carnival. I had owned that one for a few years and was just looking to get out of it. And it wasn't, the best decision to buy the stock initially when I had bought it. And then with ExxonMobil, I did make some pretty nice profits. on, all of my shares that I did sell, but it was just a business that I'm not super comfortable owning right now, and I don't probably understand enough about the oil and gas industries to be invested into a company like ExxonMobil, and it was at a pretty good price, and so I was able to take advantage of that and get some profits there at least. And this sheet here actually gives us a log of the portfolio value and some other metrics every single day over time. So I basically started this at the beginning of February in 2022, so it doesn't go all the way back to the beginning of the year, but at that time the portfolio was valued around $2,000, and now it's getting pretty close to $4,000, which is pretty exciting. So we really almost doubled the portfolio value this year, and I would love to be able to double the portfolio value to around $8,000 next year. I think I'll be able to contribute a lot more for sure, and I'm going to try to up the monthly contributions to $500 a month sometime this year. And the dividend income, we can see some steady increases there as well, from around $50 projected per year at the beginning of the year to close to $100 right now. And the 5-year CAGR, a little bit disappointed by that. I want to keep it in the 8% range, but there has been some stocks that have a bit of a lower CAGR that I've been buying recently just because I think they're at really good prices. So hopefully, there'll be some other stocks that I can, buy more in the future that will help increase that CAGR for sure. But like I said, I want to keep it around 8%. And coming back to the summary sheet, this is just an updated look at the portfolio. If anyone wants to pause here and take a look at, my holdings and the number of shares I own of all of them. But going down here, this is kind of the summary. So the value is at $3,728 right now. And the dividend income, really exciting, actually crossed the $100 threshold projected. So that's at $100.93, which is pretty exciting. And then the dividend yield right now is at 2.82%, which is a bit on the lower side, but I'm perfectly happy with that because of this 5-year CAGR, which is right now at 7.61%. I definitely want to continue increasing that and get it back up to more so the 8% level if I can this year. That's something I kind of want to continue, is getting to that 8% level. And then the yield on cost right now is 3.41%, which is really exciting, I think, which shows that, companies we owned have gone up in value, and they have also increased their dividends as well. And also these two graphs here, the one on the left shows the portfolio value by sector, and then the one on the right shows the dividend income by sector. So if you want to pause there and look at those a little bit more, you certainly can. I guess the big things are technology and industrials make up both about 17.5% of the portfolio, but healthcare and industrials are the big hitters in terms of actual dividend income. Technology is, only 9% of dividend income. This right here is Fidelity's website, and they actually show the time-weighted returns of the portfolio. So I wanted to take a look at that over the past year. So this is the time-weighted return. So over the past year, it's been about 2.33% for my dividend portfolio. They also show the money-weighted rate of return, which has been 5%, but I'm really not that interested in the money weighted rate of return. And comparing that to the indexes, I'm pretty excited with how the portfolio did, because the S&P 500 was down 18% this past year and the Dow Jones was down 19.5%. So my 2.33% over the past year doesn't seem like all that much, but it's definitely doing much better than the indexes for sure, and I'm really excited about that. Certainly will be a lot more excited to be able to look at this 3-year data here and see how it compares to the market. And even once we get to 5 and 10 years, I think that's what's a little bit more important. Certainly it's great to see that I'm beating the market over the past year, but that's really only a year, and there'll definitely be lots of different types of cycles in the market that will favor certain types of investments over others in certain situations. So I think over the longer term will be much more interesting to see how the portfolio performs, but I'm certainly happy with how it did in the past year for sure. So let me know how your dividend portfolio performed in 2022, and definitely leave a comment down below if it did beat the market. I'll be really excited to hear about that. And if you do want to hear more about my 2023 goals, make sure to check out this video up here that I made on those goals last week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.